So the first form of protection that I want to add to a Microsoft Word document deals with giving the users restricting the users to making any edits inside the document. No edits at all. They can open it up and essentially just look at it. It becomes a read-only document. So in this scenario, I've got that old template open that we were looking at earlier, and I expect users to be able to open up this document, be able to look at it, but not change anything at all inside this document. I'm going to expect them to print it out and then to write in everything that we're asking them for, their name, their travel dates, and so on. So not editable inside of Microsoft Word. To do this, again, you're going to go up to your Review tab. On the far right, you'll click the Restrict Editing button, which is going to open up your Restrict Editing section. And you're going to have three options in there. Kind of put them in what we'll consider the proper flow of adding protection to your document, but you'll see that you actually don't have to do all of them. You've got to do at least two of them. So first step is I have formatting restrictions. If I want to limit what styles, what type of formatting users can do to a document, then I can say limit formatting to a selection of styles, and I can set up the settings. That's nice because you might have this really complex document that's 20, 30, 50, 100 plus pages long, and you don't want to make changes to the style, the look and feel of that document. It should be consistent throughout. Now, perhaps it's a branding document or some procedure document. We don't want to change the look and feel of it, which could potentially destroy other features such as the table of contents and so on. So we can restrict the formatting. That's one option. I'm actually going to ignore that for right now. We're not going to do any restriction of formatting, but I'm going to restrict the editing of this document. So I'm going to turn on this check mark here, allow only this type of editing in the document, and look at that, default, no changes. It's a read-only document. They can't make any changes to the document at all. But I can also get in there and say, well, I only want to track the changes, I only want to check the comments and filling in forms. Well, for right now, I'm going to say no changes. It's read-only, not going to be able to change anything about this document. I could set up exceptions for specific people, but I'm going to leave it as is. Restrict the editing, no changes to the document, read only, and then the final step, I'm going to enforce the restriction. So I'm going to go ahead and start enforcing the protection, yes, and optionally, I can put a password in. Now, it's optional, but I would recommend it. Unless, if you don't do a password, somebody can go right back to Review, right back to Restrict Editing, and they'll have an option to stop enforcing protection. So I'm going to use a password. They'll have to have the password to be able to stop enforcing it. I'm just going to use password as my password for right now. I suggest you come up with something cleverer than that, but I'll hit OK. And I'm now enforcing the protection of this document. You can see that I've now got to stop protecting of the document. Find regions that I can edit. Show all regions I can edit. Well, you know what? There's actually no regions inside this document that can be edited. Now, I can click around inside there, and it looks like I can make edits to it. But if I start clicking on my keyboard, I can't do it. I don't know if you can read that down there. It's pretty quick. You can't make this change because the selection is locked. I can't make edits to the document. Nothing. Read only. No changes. Users can now print this out and they can fill it out, do what they need to with it, but they can't make any electronic changes within Microsoft Word. Now, if we do decide later on that, oh, you know what, me as the developer of this document, I need to be able to make changes to the document, then I can go back to Review, back to Restrict Editing, and I can stop protecting the document. But if I hit that button, I do have to have the password. PASSWORD. It's no longer protected, and I should be able to make changes to this. Type on my keyboard. So that's it. Review, restrict editing. You got your options right there. I restricted the editing, and I restricted it to no changes. It's a read-only document. Make sure you enforce the protection. It's not just enough to check the box there, but actually enforce the protection of the document and use a password. So try this out. Download the file, 21docprotection.docx, and restrict the editing. Don't let it make any changes to it. And put your password in there.